Okay.
They do.
Okay, sticking on D&D for now.
Okay.
There's the new starter set coming up.
We do, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got a vague idea of what's inside it. We've been through that before, and we've seen pictures of what's inside it. But one of the main kind of features of it was, of course, that card-based character creation.
Yes.
If you recall it. So you would have a mat, basically, for your class, and then you'd add cards to represent the different aspects of your character on that. So it's not different rules, it's still D&D, but they're just presenting it in a different way. And we've seen a couple of images of that, but we've got a few more images of what that looks like, because it was at Gen Con. It was on display at Gen Con, so people saw it. So we have got some looks at it.
Ooh.
So this is what a cleric looks like. As you can see, there's the cleric mat. It's not a mat. It's just a big card with slots on it, basically.
Like a player mat in design.
Sort of like a player mat, yeah. And then you can see we've got sort of regular playing card size cards for you can't see it there, but there's one for species on there. I don't think you can see it clearly on there. You've got cards for various pieces of equipment, like the mace, the healer's kit, and the chain shirt. You've got cards for spells down there at the bottom. You get a card for your subclass, I assume.
Well, it's got Dwarf Acolyte, so that's quite good.
Yeah, your background. That's
interesting, actually, because clerics, it's like level 3 now that they choose their subclass. Anyway, sorry.
I'm really interested in this. I'm interested in this way of presenting a character. And I'm glad they're experimenting with different ways.
It feels more board gamey, so it's taking people by the hand that are used to playing board games into role-playing games, so it feels a little bit more familiar, maybe. And it's a bit of a trend, because this is what Daggerheart's done as well. They have cards for part of the character creation and things like that. So the only thing is, I wonder, this does mean you have to physically buy something to play.
Well, that's the other bonus, isn't it? It's like from a producer's, from a manufacturer, from a publisher's point of view, it's also a...
Beforehand, with like other RPGs, I, as the game master, could buy the book, read through it, and like talk through rules and have a book on the table. But for this, there's a commitment to purchase from maybe other people. So
it's all part of the monetization. It's like you've got groups of between 2 to 8 people, and like 1 to 7 of those people aren't buying stuff necessarily from you for that game. Daggerheart has solved that problem as like monetizing players.
Oh, don't forget, this isn't new to D&D. D&D 4th edition did that as well.
Oh, did they? I don't know about that.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like the core way of doing it, but you could buy cards for these different abilities and stuff. So it was. It's not a new idea, but I think it's being implemented in a quite slick way here.
It does look very nice. Yeah.
It looks
there's another one. Yeah. You can also see like you got a fighter on this one. You can't. It's quite small. You can't zoom in. You can see the actual text or anything, but you can see like there's a fighter there. The cleric we saw, and on the previous slide there was a wizard. So I like it. I do like it.
I'm finding the art a bit odd.
Oh, in what sense?
Well, it just doesn't look very D&D. It really does look a lot more board game.
I think that might be intentional.
Yeah, it's like part of the new rebranding for 2024, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, just the character portraits and the way the map's laid out. It's just like I lack the vocabulary to describe the differences in what I'm saying, but it does feel like they're different. It feels a little bit like fantasy novels from the 80s and 90s, which isn't very helpful unless you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Damien in the chat there says Modiphius's Dreams and Machines starter set also has a cool character card builder. I haven't seen it myself, but cool. I love the idea. I really do like the idea. I want to do it myself with our games. I like it. I think it's a brilliant idea. I mean, we've mentioned this on the podcast before, but Peter, you and I have talked about this like 2 years ago, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. Like, well, that's trying to popularize the good bits of Level Up at conventions and so forth by letting people use cards to make up their own character. Draw out the fact that we've got heritage gifts, which I think
exactly. It's all just a matter of presentation, and there's different ways you can present the same rules via a textbook, and a textbook, and a character sheet, or you can present the same thing via an online character builder, or via sets of cards. It's just different formats for the same information. But I really like the idea of this.
Yeah, it is good. I like it too.
Yeah. I mean, I have to see it in play. I'd have to actually try it just to see how it works. It might be too fiddly with too many cards, because I remember playing Fantasy Flight Games' Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay.
Oh, okay.
Fantasy Flight Games is Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. I remember playing that, and there was too much stuff for my character. I was like, I needed like 7 tables in front of me just to display my character with all the different tokens and cards and boards and things. It was just it was basically Fantasy Flight Games. They do sort of high production value board games very well. It's that thing they do. When they bring that to a role playing game, you get the same thing. You get a very high production value role playing game which looks gorgeous, but it has so many components, and it takes up so much space in front of you, so much space. That it became, for me personally, it became unwieldy. So I'd like to see if this solves that problem.
Yeah. And I can imagine with D&D, like high-level play, this could get overwhelming. But in fairness, I think this is the right move for a starter set when you're playing lower-level characters and it's introducing the concept to you. So I think it definitely works for lower-level play. But I guess if you're playing higher-level play, you're probably someone that's a bit experienced. So maybe the starter set isn't the content you're looking for.
Different markets, we're saying.
Different levels of play, and just what you're looking for. Really.
Or it could be a very good way, even if you are experienced, to introduce other people to the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's just different formats for the same information, but I like that, and I like that about the industry, that you could do that sort of thing. I like the idea of different approaches. Because people learn things in different ways. People interact with things in different ways. Some people are more visual. Some people are more tactile. Some people are more cerebral. People just approach games in different ways and perceive them in different ways and learn them in different ways. I learn games by doing, not reading, for example. Whereas some people will happily just read a textbook and they'll be like, right, now I know how to play this game. For me, until I've actually done it, it won't have sunk in.
I'm the same, and it used to shock me when I used to have my board game cafe, because part of the service was we would talk you through how to play the game, which for me is exactly what I want. I want someone to kind of talk me through it and go through the first few turns. The idea of sitting and reading a rule book was not fun for me, but there were so many people that wanted to learn that way, and it took me a really long time to grasp my head around it, because I'd often be like, oh, do you want me to talk you through the game? They'd be like, no, I'm fine, thanks, I'm reading the rule book. And I'd be like, oh, why do they hate me? Not anything about that. It's just the fact that they didn't know how to learn that way. And it's
one of the things that I've always struggled with is when playing a new board game, and you're usually introduced to a board game by somebody who already knows how to play that board game, but people who will give you a great big verbal info dump at the start on how to play it, and there's like 7 words in and I'm lost, I'm gone now, and you're still talking 45 minutes later, and I'm like, okay, let's just start playing, and you can talk me through it, and we'll assume I'm going to lose my first game, but at least by the end of that I will have some idea of how it works. But an info dump isn't going to do it, not for me.
45 minutes of playing the game, to me, even if I don't know what I'm doing trumps 45 minutes of like sitting to someone chat.
There is an art and a skill to teaching somebody how to play a board game.
Oh god, there is, of course.
Because
a lot of these people don't explain it well anyway, or they start in the middle without framing it with the basic concepts or something like that, and it's like this has no context. What you're saying has no context to me.
Yeah, for people that want to know, you start by giving the story like, we're adventurers, we're going to go on a heist, and we're going to we've killed a dragon, and now we're going to share out the loot between us. And
now tell me what the goal of the game is. Make that the next thing you tell me. Don't hold back on that one. Tell me what I'm trying to do, please. And then start going into this nitty-gritty sort of like coin exchange sub-detail a bit later.
Say when the game ends. So we're going to go around in a series of rounds, taking treasure that we want for the victory points until this comes out, and then that'll be the end of the game. How do you get victory points? So there's a set structure to it. There's a great episode. If you're interested in listening to this, there's a great episode by Shut Up and Sit Down where they say how to teach board games, and they go through it in a lot more detail than I just did as a whistle top. So if you are trying to get your friends into board games and you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm teaching them well, have a look at that video, and that'll be really helpful.
Yeah, there's a reason, teaching is a skill set of its own. It's, it's not easy to do. I'll be first to admit I do rubbish at it too. I wouldn't make a good teacher.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Moving on.
So our next topic